The Missouri Breastfeeding Friendly Worksite program has allowed Hannibal Regional's employees that are mothers and planning to breastfeed for health benefits for themselves and their babies to continue working. This room was set up about 15 years ago. One of our lactation nurses had passed away and her husband donated the rocking chair. He set up the shelving in the room. So we set up the room with a sink so moms would have a place to wash their pump supplies. And it does have a breast pump in the room that we supply if they have the parts. And some moms bring their own pumps.
We had a clean, comfortable, convenient location for me to go and pump at. I was able to, meet my breastfeeding goals.
I felt a lot less stressed coming back to work, knowing that I was going to have a convenient and nice place to pump. With the hospital grade pump, it made it much easier to pump. It was quicker, and the time that I had to pump was much less. My first baby was formula fed, and I was at home with him so often they got me online access to log into my computer from home. But with my daughter, she was breastfed, and I took significantly less sick days with her.
I have personally benefited from the breastfeeding accommodations at Hannibal Regional because I was able to breastfeed both of my children until they were 2 years old. Moms feel much more comfortable and supportive coming back to work after maternity leave. The advantage of a written policy is that your team members know that it is completely supported by senior leadership as well as your supervisor.
This policy is a human resources policy. But I know that our entire senior leadership team was on board with it. And I think that's important. In the human resources world, we lean a lot on policies to make sure expectations are clear and that the benefits are clear. But I just feel like having the policy in place lets the team members know you're protected, here's your benefit. But it also gives some clear guidelines.
So some of the challenges with nurses being able to pump are scheduling, having time off the floor, and feeling like your patients are taken care of while you're pumping. As a supervisor, some of the solutions we have found for nurses who want to pump would be to chart while they're pumping, give a quick handoff so they feel like their patients are taken care of, and to have a phone with them so they're easily accessible if there is an emergency, but they still have privacy. In our morning huddle, we coordinate who is going to use the lactation room and how often they're pumping. So our brand new moms, we try to help them go at least 4 times during their shift or 2 times during a shift if their child is older.
It was really pretty easy to implement the breastfeeding friendly worksite program within the hospital, and the Missouri Department of Health provides excellent sample policies that employers can follow and personalize to make their own. So it was not very difficult to establish that. Throughout the country, nurse turnover is high, and in rural areas, we have less nurses. Many of our nurses are young women in childbearing age, and so being able to support them with their work-life balance as they go through those childbearing years is so important.
We do employee satisfaction surveys twice a year, and employee comments are probably the most important, more important than even the scores that are given. And we often receive comments from team members about the benefits and being family friendly and being mom friendly. So obviously the breastfeeding policy plays into that.
When you take care of your employees, they're going to help take care of the patients, which is the ultimate goal.
So having a breastfeeding program in the hospital is great from the employee aspect because they know they're supported by their employer. The employee knows they're cared about. It's also great for the employer because they will have less absenteeism because that new mom's baby's going to be healthier if she's breastfed. It's a great way to retain your employees that you already have.